Tennis string makes up a vital component of your tennis equipment, and these are my top 5 tennis strings. Let's go. So I have chosen my favorite strings, and they are mine. They're not yours, they are my favorite strings. So I look forward to hearing how much you disagree with me in the comments. I play with the Yonex E-Zone 98 Tour, quite a powerful racket, albeit on the sort of less powerful side of the E-Zone range. And I like a string that controls that, but also enhances it, that gives me the best feel. In short, I like a string that feels good to me, and it's as simple as that. Feels good, ball stays in the court, that's what I'm looking for. Let's get on with it with some honourable mentions first. I have 3 honourable mentions before we get going with the top 5. The first is a string that I have used for many years, a fantastic string used by pros, used all over the world, and that is Yonex's Polytour Pro. Very good for generating spin, very good on durability, a very good all-round string. The second is another classic and a former number 1. I think over the past couple of years we've started testing so many different strings that my opinions have shifted and what I'm looking for has shifted. But Luxilon 4G Soft is a beautiful string. Its golden hue makes you feel very classy, and it plays that way too. A terrific string. And my final honourable mention is Toroline's O Toro. Beautiful string, creating loads and loads of spin. One of the new kids on the block, and an absolutely terrific string for all players. Toroline's O Toro, another honourable mention. Now it's time for the meat. Into our top 5. In at number 5 is a multi-filament string from Tecnifibre, and it is X1 Biphase. I haven't used a lot of multis, but we tested earlier in the year the multi-filament strings up against natural gut, and this is the one that I felt like gave you some of those qualities. Really good feel, really good tension maintenance, really beautiful to play with, and if it weren't for 4 better strings, this would be higher, funnily enough. Tecnifibre X1 Biphase at 1.24 is terrific, and you'll get loads out of it. Give it a try. It is my number 5. In at number 4, one of our most popular strings, a string that has been in all of our rackets, goes in all of our demos, absolutely phenomenal, and it is Restring Zero. We are not paid by Restring, we just think this string is fabulous, as much as you lot like to say in the comments that we are. If only, hey Josh? Exactly. So Restring Zero, really, really slick, great snapback, creating loads of spin, loads and loads of pop, loads of power, but control power as you'd expect from a poly string. I like the thinner gauge. This is the 1.23, really terrific in generating spin and generating power, and great feel. Restring also strive to be more sustainable, which in tennis and especially with string is a bit of a minefield. So kudos to them for trying to do something positive with it as well. Restring Zero is my number 4. My number 3 tennis string. This comes from Yonex. Now, we tested all of Yonex's poly strings over the past year, and this was my favorite. Also the favorite of Amelie Brooks, for what it's worth, and it is Polytour Rev. Now this is the sort of minty green, it also comes in an orange, and this kind of sits in the middle, and this will start to become a bit of a theme. It gives you more control, it gives spin, it gives some power, but it gives a lot of control, and in my heavier power racket, I find that this really helps. I'm able to generate a lot of spin, I'm able to defend with it, I'm able to attack. It really gives me everything, and it is my favorite Yonex string. Previously I would have had Polytour Pro up there, but I feel like this is a little softer, a little less brittle, and just gives a little better feel, a little more texture to my shots. Polytour Rev, in its minty green, is my number 3 tennis string. In at number 2, the deuces are up, and it is Restring Sync. Better than Zero. I know, believe it or not, to me this is better than Zero. It works better for me because this is more of a control string. It is a round poly, and this is the 1.2 gauge, so quite thin, giving loads and loads of control. When I first played with it and we first tested it, my review was, put simply, I love it. When Josh asked me to be more erudite, I said, I really love it, and that is still the case. It almost feels like I can't miss. This gives me almost everything that I want from a string in helping my racket and therefore helping me play better tennis. Really great control, still getting spin, still getting power. It's got that beautiful snapback you get from the lubricated slick strings. It is a top rate string. And do you know what? It could have been my number one. And when I get to my number one, I'll explain why it actually is sort of still kind of actually my number one. Drum roll please for the number one. Now, this is the best string you can buy. It is 100 years old. It has won more Grand Slams than any other string. It is made from cow intestines, the small intestine, and from 2 cows. It is, of course, Babolat VS Touch, a natural gut, a decadent choice, the grande dame of tennis string. Nothing but pure feel, incredible tension maintenance, and absolute fantastic playability. This is the premier string, and it is my number one choice. Now, I said that my number two came with a caveat, and that is this. My number two is also my number one. My number one is also my number two, because I like to hybrid the two. I go natural gut at 55 in the mains, and I go restring sink at 50 in the crosses, and it gives me everything. You get the additional power that you want from the natural gut, you also get that feel, but you get loads of the control back with the sink. That to me is the perfect string combo. So VS Touch is my number one because it's an old classic. It's luxurious, it's phenomenal to play with, but with restring sink in it in the crosses, hybrid it up, you are reaching optimum tennis string levels. I recommend very highly that you try it. So my number one / number two is Babolat VS Touch. Also obviously sink is alongside that. Number one, sink. Number one, VS Touch. Number one, sink. Number one, VS Touch. So there you have it. Those are my top 5 strings. Mine, not yours, my top 5 strings. I look forward to hearing what you say in the comments. It is a sort of number one / number two with VS Touch and sink. All 5 are terrific. I really recommend you get out and try them. String plays such a vital part in your tennis equipment, in the way that you're going to play the game. You really should start trying these different strings to find the perfect match for you. Don't forget, we now have a separate channel for all our coaching content, so make sure you check out that so you can get all of your tennis information from us so you can really level up your game. Don't forget to subscribe, don't forget to share, so you never miss a thing from PH Tennis.